Joshua didn't do it. That's why you're angry. Or in your congregation that I'm nothing maybe, but that doesn't work, Nate. The people are beginning to see you for what you really are. And we know you, Nate. You know we know you. Ash knows you. Benjamin knows you. Tahad knows you. Zaquan knows you. And Mathatha knows you too. When you were down in Jamaica back in 2003 or 4, and you tried to convince Mathatha to go with you, and try to convince him about certain scriptures, doctrines in the scriptures, especially Romans 11 chapter. Trying to say the wild olive tree is Israel or some crap like that.
Kaloyim, La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Hakwadash. Double honor to the head elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, here and abroad, who teach and understand this truth and sincerity. This is Psalm chapter 80, verse 8. And the wild olive tree is, in fact, Israel, according to the Bible. And Elder Barak, you should notice Psalm 80 and 8. Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt. Thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 1. Now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. Okay. And we know this vineyard is what? The vine that the Lord spoke of in Psalm 80, 80 verse 8. The Israelites. My well-beloved hath a vineyard in a very fruitful hill, the land of Israel. And it says the horn of the son of oil. And that is Hamashiach Yahushai. And he fenced it, or made a wall about it, and gathered out the stones thereof, and planted it with the choicest vine, and built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a winepress therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes? And now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down. Deuteronomy 28, verse 64. Bear with me. Deuteronomy 28:64. And this is an elder, so I really don't need to break down the scriptures for him. He knows the scriptures. He's personal testimony. He's one of the first men that I've seen through the Spirit, out there teaching His word. So this is not in no way, shape, or form of disrespect as far as him being an elder. This is Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Last but not least, Romans 11. Alright. Romans chapter 11. Verse 16. For if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches. And if some of the branches be broken off, And thou, being a wild olive tree, remember the wild grapes in the vineyard, all right, were grafted in among them, and with them partakest of the root and fatness of the olive tree. Boast not against the branches, but if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee. Thou wilt say then, the branches were broken off, that I might be grafted in. Well, because of unbelief they were broken off, and thou standest by faith. Be not high-minded, but fear. For if the Most High spare not the natural branches, take heed lest he also spare not thee. Behold, therefore, the goodness and severity of the Most High. On them which fell, severity, but toward thee, goodness. And if thou continue in his goodness, otherwise thou also shalt be cut off. And they also, if they abide not still in unbelief, Salakia, shall be grafted in, for the Most High is able to graft them in again. For if thou wert cut out of the olive tree, how much more shall these, which shall be the natural branches, be grafted into their own olive tree? For I would not, brethren, that you should be ignorant of this mystery, lest you should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob.
8:1. It said, it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel. Now the name of his firstborn was Joel, the name of his second was Abiah, and they were judges in Beersheba. And his sons walked not in his ways, but turned aside after lucre. And we know that's money, and took bribes and perverted judgment. What is it we hear about IUIC? Okay? When we had the 12th summit a couple of years ago, when all the brothers left IUIC and were coming to us saying, complaining about the misuse and the abuse and the taking advantage of the congregation and taking the monies from the people and so forth. What is we hear? Okay? This is what's happening. And so the Most High sees that wickedness. And what is this here? At the house of David, we get a phone call from a school in California, IUIC school, and the woman is calling us during the class. And she's saying what? That I don't feel comfortable in the class. What should I do? We're getting all these different calls from brothers and sisters from IUIC because of the different wickedness that's going on. But what do we say? Do we come out negatively on some video condemning IUIC? No, we don't do that because we let Yahweh Shai deal with it. But when you put out that rap video, Nate, that rap video, you had me in it. Okay, they're trying to belittle me, shame me. I don't know what you were trying to do. Trying to make it appear in your congregation that I'm nothing, maybe. But that doesn't work, Nate. The people are beginning to see you for what you really are. And we know you, Nate. You know we know you. Ash knows you. Benjamin knows you. Tahad knows you. Zaquan knows you. And Mathathua knows you too. When you were down in Jamaica back in 2003 or 4, and you tried to convince Mathathua to go with you, and try to convince him about certain scriptures, doctrines in the scriptures, especially Romans 11 chapter, trying to say the wild olive tree is Israel or some crap like that. But Mathathua didn't do it. That's why you're angry.
All right, man. So there you have it. I mean, it should be known that according to the scriptures, the plight of the nation of Israel was scattered amongst all nations. I read it in the scriptures. Elder Barak, I ain't gonna say that, but I see that though he is an elder in in the truth. He doesn't. If y'all don't believe that, according to the scriptures, I mean, y'all are missing a big part of what's going on through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know, and that's all I'm gonna say, because, you know, out of respect, this man being in the truth far longer than I have. Like I said, my personal testimony is through the spirit. I believe that he was one of the first men that I seen, you know, when I was yay high. So that goes without saying. But nonetheless, it's about the truth, and through the spirit, I read the scriptures, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, everything you're saying about Nate is on point. However, that part right there, you know, about Romans 11, the wild olive tree, that is Israelites. Israelites are scattered. Israelites, that's how we have this platform that we have through the spirit right now. So we can, excuse me, Salaka, so we can be able to graft those back in through the spirit that have been scattered. That's all I wanted to say. Hopefully you edified by this. Shalom.